Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Southern Hospitality, Season 4, Episode number 5, Float Around and Find Out. It's all right.
I mean, I like the twist on words, float around and find out. I just don't know who you're talking about. Or like if we're talking about Lake and Michols,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of thoughts on that.
I think
he's talking to everybody else about it except going right to Lake. So
I know. I agree. So we start out with Joe is planning his 30th birthday party. His theme is emo. Okay. It's going to be a concert. It's going to be like an event. Okay, Joe. I can't wait to see this party. Then we see Mia is talking to her dad. She's telling him that Troy packed up all of her stuff to ship it back to her. And in there was her Miss World trophy, her YSL bag, her shoes, her jewelry. I don't understand. Why did he leave it outside for 20 minutes? Because it was stolen. Like, why was it? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Like, if I'm sending a package, which I don't do often, but if I do, I go to UPS or I go to FedEx. They slap a label on it and they put it behind the counter. I've never scheduled it to be picked up. I would imagine that was a fairly decent sized box. And she's right. Like, why wouldn't you insure that? Call her, have her pay for the insurance. I'm sure she would have had no problem. That is, I mean, the bag, yes, understandable because it's expensive, but the trophy.
Well, there's not even a price you can put on that. Like, that's not replaceable.
That's absolutely, you can't replace that. And it's priceless.
Right.
That was horrible.
I loved it.
I felt bad for her.
I know. I love the conversation with her dad, and her dad's like, listen, it's all material stuff. I accept he understood the YSL bag hurt. I loved what her father said to her. Her father said, God doesn't give battles to the weak, only to the warriors.
Didn't that make you feel better about your battles?
Yeah. I love that he gave her that advice. You're resilient and you're a superstar. And Mia said, yeah, I rise up from the ashes like a phoenix. I love that father-daughter advice. I really like her dad.
Absolutely.
And I actually, she is beautiful. Mia is very pretty. And it really hit me this episode. And I don't know why. Maybe it was her confessional look or whatever it was. But she's very pretty. She's very pretty.
She looks like J-Lo to me. Like, I feel like she could be mistaken for J-Lo.
Yeah, she does have that J-Lo vibe. Yeah, she definitely does. Yep.
And I'm not saying that that's why she's pretty, because she is gorgeous. But
really
she has a
pretty.
very J-Lo look. Not that she's trying to, but I feel like she could get mistaken for J-Lo.
Yeah, she's a very pretty girl. Then we see TJ's FaceTiming with Maddie because he's looking at places for them to stay, Airbnbs, when they go tubing. And we find out that Maddie is banned from Airbnb, and it's been 5 years because she's thrown too many parties. Love that. I
like when she starts like going through what's happened, like that they were so many people dancing on a counter that it just collapsed. Like that's a lot of people.
Serious. Yes.
A lot of people.
Yes. And then we see Emmy tells Maddie that there's still rumblings that Bradley is still upset with her. And Emmy wants to talk to him because she doesn't want to bring this, on their tubing trip, which I get. I totally get that.
She says she doesn't understand why he's still upset, but she doesn't know that he knows that she said, I just apologized because I don't know what they would. When she said they could ruin my life or I don't know how they would retaliate, I didn't take that as anything physical.
No, absolutely not.
I think she's talking about what TJ and Brad did last year to her relationship on national television.
Yes.
That's how I took it, right? Yeah.
Well, she even said when she was talking to Maddie, like, look what he did to you because you said that he was getting a BJ.
Right.
Like that's what she was referring to, not anything
that was
physical.
Great length. Right. That was great lengths to go to. You had some girl fake a story.
Right.
Come on TV and fake a story. So yes, you are capable of, doing some shitty stuff to people.
No, I totally agree. Based on that. I mean, and that's what she was basing it on. That's what she was basing it on. So then we see Michols actually they're at work, and Michols is really riding Lake at work, like, and she can see it, like, she can feel the tension. And it was
Mhm.
obvious. It was very obvious. He pulls Brad
Mhm.
aside and, talks to Brad about it. Then Emmy asks Brad if, they can have a chat. And they start to have the chat. And Brad's like, listen, I don't want to do this at work. And I don't blame him. Listen, work is not the place to have this conversation, especially when he
No,
feels
but
the way
he
he
did just
does.
have a conversation with Lake. He did just have a conversation with Lake at work, so.
Uh, listen, I don't think that was, I don't think that, because it wasn't going to go well. Like, it just wasn't going to go well. So Brad said, tomorrow we can have, the full conversation. I just don't want to do it while I'm at work. That's when Michaels pulls Brad aside and starts talking about Lake. And that's when we find out that he's annoyed at her because she's still talking about the microaggression. But he's saying that she's saying it to everybody. But I think that from what I can understand from what happened is she only mentioned it to Ella. And then Ella repeated it, and Lake is very upset that that happened, but she doesn't know that that's why Michaels is upset with her because he never told
Right.
her.
No, he did not.
And
This is
I get
now, to me, getting a little out of control. Microaggressions are wrong, obviously. They're very wrong.
right, right.
But it's now part of the storyline. So Lake is, again, a very well-educated, lovely young lady, and she just mentioned it to somebody that that's what she and Brad were talking about. Okay, so Michael's kind of said, don't talk to Emmy about it.
That's what he said, and she didn't tell Emmy. Ella told
Right,
Emmy. Right.
right. But why are we
Yeah.
keeping it a secret? If the whole point of this is to teach Emmy about microaggressions so she's not guilty of saying one again, then wouldn't we want Emmy to know that this is what they're talking about?
Yeah.
It's
I
getting
would want
very
her to know.
messy. TJ and Brad have always been messy. Michaels is getting messy. And this episode, I saw a very immature side of him. He is very young. I hope Lev is watching this because this man should not be running your business. The way he approached Molly outside, what he's
I don't think
doing
he's
now with
running it.
Blake.
He's an assistant
He's the
manager. Like,
general
she's still
manager.
there. No, he's the assistant manager. He's an assistant manager.
Okay. I don't
He's
feel
not
like
running
he
it.
should be in any powerful position over all of these other people. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
a
No,
very immature side to him that we're seeing
I
now.
agree. I totally agree. Yeah. And then we see him and Michaels, they meet up to get manicures and pedicures. And Michael starts talking about how he's getting a lot of DMs because of all the thirst trap photos that he posts. And TJ's starting to feel a little bit insecure because he keeps getting messages from either like really old people or like really young people. Because TJ's in his 30s, Michaels is in his early 20s. And he's like, am I ugly? And then all of a sudden, the producers ask TJ, like, what his type is. And he basically describes Michaels, tall, dark, and
Mhm.
handsome. And then they ask
Mhm.
Michaels what his type is, and he basically describes TJ, a little bit older, full head of hair, in good shape. I don't care how tall, you don't care about height. And then they see the next to each other, and obviously Michaels is like a foot taller than TJ.
Well, I mean, last season, apparently they did share a kiss, and then TJ kind of blew it off, and Michael's like felt a certain way about it. So
It
I
was
don't know.
Michaels that
Maybe
blew it off, not TJ.
I think it was TJ because Michaels was like, we need to have a conversation about it.
All right. So the theme for their trip is hoedown, throwdown, and they're all driving down there together. On the ride down there, it's funny. Julia tells TJ that she took pictures of him and Michaels making out, and like she's giving him the timeline, and basically that was like a full hour that those two were kissing, which I thought was interesting, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
TJ's like, I wonder what they're talking about in the other cars. And I don't know who asked, is it true that BBLs smell bad? Was that?
I think it was Mia. Somebody asked in that car. Who was in that car? It was,
So
wait, I thought,
it was Joe was driving and Maddie was in the front seat. Who was sitting behind Joe? Was it Mia?
I think it was
Because
Mia. Yeah.
Joe said, they smell like ass, is what he said.
Right.
Should
Right.
BBL smell bad? He's like, they smell like ass.
Checks out.
Yes, exactly. Then
I never
back,
heard that before, though. Did you?
no, I never heard that before. No,
I
but
never heard that either.
we don't know anyone who has a BBL, do we?
No, I
No.
don't.
So
No,
why
I
would we
don't.
hear that? Right.
Right.
Justin said, I don't know. I've drank my piss for money before too. And then TJ asks if you tasted your own cum. And then Julia asks TJ, have you? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, this car ride conversations. Then we go back to the other car.
Turns out they all have, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, Brad said no. Brad said no. Brad did
I
not
thought they
admit to
called him
it.
out on it, and then he
No,
kinda
he
copped to
I
it.
don't
No? Okay.
I don't think he admitted to it. Emmy then says that she wants to, pull Brad aside and have the conversation, and she's talking to Lake, and Lake's like, "Yeah, do that as soon as possible." But she's kind of in this position where, like, she doesn't want to get into it with Emmy because she told Brad that she would not get into it, and then Emmy's trying to drag her into it.
Yeah, but, I mean, Blake did say to Emmy, like, when it comes to the microaggression, I understand how Brad feels, you
Right.
know?
Yes.
But
Yes.
Emmy is kind of adamant that she didn't do anything wrong.
Right. Right. She said, like, listen, it sounds like, she's like, at the end of the day, I did nothing. She's like, at this point, she's like saying it like she literally sounded like a crazy person. She's like, I hadn't, like, nothing I said had to do with skin color. And she's not
I
understanding it.
hope she can no, she's not, and I hope she could watch this back and see that it's not a good look. Like, I hope she can watch this back and see what the microaggression actually was. I mean, you said the
Right.
words unsafe. That's it.
Right.
That's it right there, Emmy.
Right.
You said the word unsafe. You said it about a black man. That's the microaggression.
Right.
If that's all you have to understand, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Do better. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's it. I totally agree. I agree. So then they arrive at Edisto River, South Carolina, and it comes time to pick the rooms. I thought this was so funny.
Mhm.
So Joe and Maddie are going to share this one room because it's got, I guess, the queen size bed. And like, well, if you get that room, someone has to share with you. And Emmy's like, okay, I'll share with them. And Joe was like, wait, what? And then Michael's like wants to share a room with TJ. And they're like, what's going on there? And he's like, basically, because I don't want to be with Lake. I want to be with TJ so that I don't have to share a room with Lake, which I think is really kind of shitty.
Sure.
Like
Especially because she doesn't even know what's going on, and she's your best friend.
right.
He should just tell her what's going on.
He absolutely should because Lake says out loud, like, Michaels is ignoring her. I mean, she goes and asks him to take pictures, and he's like, no. She doesn't know why you're icing her out. Like, you have to tell
Right.
her. Grow
You
up.
have to tell her. Exactly. Grow up. This is not adult behavior. This is certainly not assistant manager of Republic behavior. Like, I really hope Leva is paying attention to what's going on here. Because,
Yeah.
yes, this is a Bravo show, but this really is her business, and these people really do work for her. This could affect her business.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So then poor Lake goes outside and she's like sitting on the dock. No, no one's taking pictures of her. And then I
Well,
love this
did you
part.
catch when she asked Michaels to take pictures of her, and he's like, "No,
And
go ask
no,
Emmy."
right.
So, this is what's really going on. He's mad that she took Emmy's side over Brad's. Like, this is really what it's coming down to. Brad and Michaels are pissed at Lake because she's a woman of color and she didn't just automatically take Brad's side when asked that question.
But I don't think Brad is pissed at Lake anymore because I think Brad and Lake made up. But Michaels
Right,
is the one who's
but
still holding it.
right.
And Lake
Yeah.
doesn't know that because she made up with Brad. And she had the conversation with Brad. And if Michaels had the conversation with Lake, it wouldn't be
Right.
like this.
Right.
Yeah. Then they're outside and they're Maddie's like, why don't we do this like this TikTok trend where like I start running and someone starts chasing me. So she starts running and then Joe starts chasing her. And I honestly, I love watching this. I thought it was hysterical.
Mhm.
She's like, she's like used to sprinting from the cops and she's like, they never ever caught me until the one time they did. And then I wound up in rehab. Boom. I was like, that is so funny. And
So funny.
Joe's like, nobody thinks like she's athletic, but she is so fast because he couldn't catch her.
She's very fast.
She is very fast. But I like that they were out there playing around. Like, I like when they're having fun. And that's one of the things I noted about this episode. Like, even when they, they get to the beach, right? And they're doing the cornhole and they're
Volleyball.
doing
Oh, yeah.
volleyball. Like, they're really having fun. Like, they really enjoy each other's company. They really have fun. They're really friends. The only
They're
one that is
really
not having
friends.
fun at this whole day is Lake. And it is sad.
And Michols, because Michols is bringing everyone down because he's talking
Yep,
to everyone else about Lake except Lake.
yep, yep. So then they get picked up. They're going to the lake. They get to the lake. Michaels is worried about the water hitting his derriere.
Well, how about the fact that there really were snakes and alligators in that water? And they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
just stay in the middle. You couldn't pay me to get on those tubes. Hell no. I don't care if they're just stay in the middle. Stay in the middle. Alligators can swim and so can snakes."
So we're not gonna be doing that trip? We're not gonna do that
No.
one?
No. I'll go
Maybe the
tubing
Delaware?
around here.
The Delaware River we can do? There's no alligators, but there
Yes,
could be
that I could
snakes.
do.
Okay. All right. So I liked how they're all in their tubes together and they're all like hooked up to each other and they're like in this round like ring. And Bella asked, like, what's the oldest someone's hooked up with? And Molly said, well, she had a few Rumpelmans shots and it was during her Rumpelmans phase. And he was 64.
That
64?
blew me away. How old could she be? 24, if that? She's
That's what I'm.
young.
Listen, I've never been with someone who's 64. And I'm 58. I mean, granted, my husband is gonna be 63. So next year I can say I've been with someone who's 64. We've been together 35 years, but still.
Wild. That was wild
Right?
to me.
I know.
My
I was like,
God.
okay. I mean,
I
maybe
mean,
he
there
was a
must
hot
have been a
64-year-old.
lot of Rumplements involved.
Or maybe he was a really hot 64-year-old. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to really like go back in the files and think of anybody I know who was really hot at 64 that in my 20s I would have been like, okay. I
Yeah.
don't think there were many.
All right. I mean, I did kind of have a crush on Phil Collins, but that was because I really liked his music, and he was really old back
Yeah.
then. But
But he wasn't
he's Phil
64 when
Collins.
you were in your 20s.
No, I mean he probably was close to it. I feel like he was 64 when I was in my 20s. But he was Phil Collins.
I loved when Joe said that Luann made him eggs. We know it's française, but
Frances,
the
right.
way she
Right, Frances.
that was hysterical. That was
It
so
was
funny.
so funny. And Maddie said, listen, like Joe told me he made out with her, and I know that he was drinking. And, if he had whiskey dick, he wasn't getting it up. And I was like, I'm sure that's
The
what
dick
happened.
don't work. Yep.
Right. The
She
dick
said the
does
dick
not
don't
work. And, Joe's like, listen, I did sleep over. I believe Joe, to be quite honest with you. I
I
mean,
do
he's
too.
admitting to
I do
sleeping
too.
over. He's admitting to making out. Like, listen, he made out with her. Like, he would have gone all the way because she would have. We know that. I like when he said, I saw this beautiful painting and she said, oh yeah, my daughter painted that. And Joe's like, well, how old's your daughter? And she's like, 28. He goes, I was 28 at the time.
He's like, is she home?
So then they get to the beach and I just said, I loved how they were playing. Michaels and TJ are not playing and Molly's sitting next to them. And Molly says, Emmy's such a bitch, but you know what? She's got a great ass. TJ's like,
She really
well,
does. She looked good
yeah,
in that
she's like,
bathing suit.
honestly, every one of them. Are you kidding me?
I know.
There was
I
not a
know.
bad body in that bunch. Are you kidding me?
No,
There was not a
I
bad
didn't
ass
look
in
like
that
that
bunch.
when I was in my late 20s. That's for sure.
No, I didn't look like that in my early. I didn't look like that at 18. I mean, who are we kidding?
I
was
know.
not my.
I know.
I don't know. Hey, listen,
Fitness was
Molly's like,
never on my journey.
no. I mean, you said when you were in the best shape of your life.
When you're absolutely right. When I
You
started
probably
dating Eric,
did. You probably
I
did
was in the
have
best
that
shape
body.
of my
You
life.
probably
I
did have that
I was
bikini
pretty
body.
close. I was in
I've
the
never.
gym 5 days a week.
Yep, you probably did have that. I never had a bikini body. Never did, never will. It's okay. I got what I got.
Whatever.
Then Lake walks over and asks them, like, why aren't you playing? And Michael says, I'm tired. And, like, she walks away. He could have said right then and there. Like, that would have been his opportunity.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's when he says, I can't trust her. Lake is playing volleyball. And then all of a sudden, like, she sees what's happening. She's like, you know what? I'm done. I can't play this game when I know, like, something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did write this down. So when she's talking about it in her confessional, that purple outfit that she was wearing was stunning on her. She looks so good in purple. Her
She
makeup,
does.
right? Like, everything about that purple looked amazing on
Yes.
her.
I mean, she's a beautiful girl,
She is.
but
I
yes,
felt
that purple looked very nice on her.
I felt bad when she called her mom, and we know how close she is to her mom, and her mom, like, is like, "Why? You should shut your mouth. Why are you asking a white girl for advice on how to handle black people problems?" I was like,
I could not believe her mother said that. You don't talk to white people about black people's business. That's the most fucked up thing I think I've ever heard a mother say to someone on Bravo, and I have heard some effed up stuff.
"I know.
Your daughter is having a hard time. She's on a vacation with
Yep.
her friends, one of which is supposed to be her best friend, and he is deliberately, I'm sorry, I've never done this to anyone in my life.
No.
Michaels was
No."
deliberately making her feel horrible, going
Mhm.
out
He
of his
was.
way to do so. And she calls her mother, and that's what her mother says to her?
I know. I
I
know. I
can't
felt the
believe
same
that.
way. I wrote down, I feel bad for Lake because her mom is her safe place and her mom is ripping
Exactly.
into her. And as a mother, and you too, as a
Mhm.
mother, like I've always said to my kids, I am here for you. Like I have your side no matter what.
Mhm.
No matter what. And I
Mhm.
know her, listen, it broke my heart for her. I mean,
That's
there
a
was ever a
horrible
time
thing to say. And what
it
does
really
that
was.
even mean? So if your daughter's best friend is white, she can't talk to her about some issue she's having with a coworker because she's black? I mean, what are we
I mean, I
doing here?
Listen, I get that she was talking about it because the conversation was about microaggression, and a white person, her mother feels, is not going to understand that. And honestly, as a white person, we're not going to understand it the same as a black person would, right?
Sure,
We're not.
sure.
We're not. But that's who she had there with her, right? And
Right.
when she's calling you her mom, she just wants you to be there and support her, not rip into her. She had nobody there that was there supporting her. That's why she made that phone call. She needed you. Honestly, it just broke my heart. It broke my heart for her. And then I feel like the girls kind of see, like Maddie comes over to her and like they do see that she's really struggling.
Mhm.
That part just honestly,
I could not agree with you more. Even TJ said he feels bad for Lake because Michaels is talking about her with everyone else and not telling her what the issue is. Like,
yeah.
I just, and then he's talking about how he grew up in a house where they don't talk about things. I think Michaels is making a big mistake right now. I think he's going to lose a good friend. Lake is a nice, normal person. And I'm sure when you are friends with her, she's a very good friend. And I think Michaels, I don't know if he's doing this for the camera. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's going to regret it because now you've done this. It's never going to be the same. Your friendship's never going to go back to what it was before.
I hope for their sake that the next episode, I don't know if I saw scenes. Did you see scenes for the next episode? I hope the next episode those two actually sit down and work this out because like you said, like he's young. Michaels is young, right? Lake is young. They live in Charleston. They are both black. Bradley's like they have a lot in common. Like they need to stick together, not be fighting over some stupid stuff. Like just have the conversation. Like
Yeah,
have the
this is wild.
conversation. Like you guys have been friends. Like just have the conversation and stop being immature. And Michaels doesn't have family support. Like he doesn't. He said that.
Right.
Lake
Right.
has, I mean, her father isn't supporting as much as her mother, but her father still loves her. And her mother, said when she was talking, Michael's I'd rather talk to him, which again, I didn't love that either. But I don't know. Like, just make it right with Lake, please. Please make it right.
I think he's gonna regret this if he loses her as a friend because I think she's a very nice girl. And why? I don't know. I can't wrap my head around why he's doing this.
No, I can't either.
I just don't think it's that I just don't think I don't think it's a good enough reason to deliberately make her feel uncomfortable on a group trip.
No,
Just have the
no.
conversation with her. If she's really your good friend, have the conversation with her because you're acting as if her friendship is disposable. And I don't think Lake's the type of person that you want to dispose of a friendship so quickly.
No, I don't either. And I also don't like that, like, why didn't Emmy see that this was happening? Like, where was Emmy when this was going on? You know, like, why
You
didn't
know,
Emmy go to her?
it's a good point because clearly she's been a very good friend to Emmy and has supported
Right.
her. So
I
yeah,
mean, that's what got her in this
good
trouble to
point.
begin with, right? Like, Emmy's the one who got her in this position that she's in.
I don't know if Emmy's the type of person that sees past herself sometimes.
She's not, honestly. She's not. She's not. Emmy will never be as good a friend to Lake as Lake will be to Emmy. It's a fact. Like, I just think that's a
Yep.
fact. Just like Maddie
Right.
and, Maddie and Grace Lily, because that did come up that TJ went for a walk with Grace Lily. And, Maddie was firm with what she said. And I think she should be. I think the decision that she made was the decision, I think she made the right decision, right, for herself. Some people are just better friends than others. And I think that, I think Emmy is a little bit more self centered and she just doesn't, like you said, doesn't see past herself. Whereas Lake is very, I mean, as Bella said in the back seat, she's an empath, so she just feels everything. But I mean, she does. She does, she is empathetic to many people. I see that in her. And I said last episode, like, I saw a totally different side of Lake. I didn't have an opinion about Lake last season so much. I do have an opinion this season. And I really like Lake. I want
Yeah,
her to be
me too.
happy. I want her to thrive in this group, right?
I think last year that Molly and Lake kinda jumped on the whole Will takedown bandwagon a little bit too
Mhm.
much, and I
Yeah.
think that, I listen, you don't have to like Emmy, clearly she's got a lot of room for improvement, but, I don't like what they did to her last year with the whole Will thing. I really don't.
No. No, I don't either, but I didn't like Will either, so, I mean, I think Will had his own part in that whole situation, which is why he's not there this year. So we'll have to wait and see what happens next week, but that's my thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really honestly couldn't believe her mother said that to her.
No, I couldn't
I thought
either.
that was really shitty. I don't know. I mean, I'm not mother of the year, but if my daughter calls me and distraught like that, telling me that her friend, me, I'd fucking get in the car and drive there, and
Why, no, you'd be oh,
I
yeah,
probably would have kicked Michael's ass by now, but that's just me.
and I would just be there coddling. I'm the coddler. I just like to coddle. I'm not throwing down, but I will coddle the crap out of you, and
Hey,
Kelly will kick right, and Kelly will kick the ass out of you.
every time something comes up on Instagram where it's like, "My mother remembers what you said to me in middle school and she still
Yep.
hates you," like, I always send that shit to Tess with the names of the people I
Oh,
still hold a
yes.
grudge against,
That's so funny.
and their addresses. No, I'm only kidding.
Maybe a little bit.
What kind of car they drive.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it.
I think we did too. So actually, we're recording this on Good Friday. So we would like to wish everybody, it's Passover, everyone a happy
Yep.
Passover who
Happy
celebrates,
Passover.
and happy Easter to all of our friends who celebrate Easter and whatever other holidays going on. I'm not really sure. And thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.